Welcome back. So I did something wrong, so I stopped the video. So I was speaking to a video that was not running. So to a camera that was not running. So anyway, and I just noticed when I was changing the spot, but well, I'm back here. So okay, where am I? So I changed the spot, and I am on one of my favorite places here in this village. This is the playground, as you can see behind me. This playground, it's where I used to come sometimes in some moments in my childhood and have some fun playing, as children do. But what you can see behind me is not how I remember it. It was different as I was a child. But as I was saying before about the hospital, which you can see, maybe let me see because I can see it. It's difficult when you do this way. Oh, well, it's here actually. Yeah, you can see it just there between the castle and the tree. There is that building. That's the hospital. So as I was saying about the hospital, change is the only constant in the universe except for the first four laws. So this playground, obviously I'm not in the same moment as I was when I was a child, so it's different from what I used to experience, but that's just the way it is. And you can hear, maybe there are people here obviously because that's a playground, so you have children, you have parents with their children doing what you do in a playground, and also there are other people that I think travelers. There are not really tourists here. This is not a tourist destination except for people that are lost, but no, they I think there are young people and they have disabled people with them, and they are just stopping here during their trip. And you can hear behind me the falls, because in this town and in this village we have a fall. So I'm going there now because I wanted to show it to you, but it's a little bit it's louder, so we'll see what comes out of that. So let me go there, and while I'm going there I will not shut down the camera because I want to show you something else. So a place very interesting, very nice place, and something that is very important to me because I need water where I live. I'm very fond of water, but it's my one of my energy sources, or something that is close to me, to my energy. So here you can see, let me see if I do it right. Okay, so this is the Ticino, as we call it, and it's the main Okay, sorry. This is live for me, so there are people and there are cars come through here. So I was saying, this is the river Ticino, and I will show it again this side, and then I was going to show you this side. So this river goes through and then goes to Italy, and enters in the river Po and then goes in the Adriatic. So here we are not far away from the beginning of this river where it was born. And I was saying water is really very important to me, so I hope you can hear me clearly because it's loud. Obviously it's water, so yeah. But now I'm going, so sorry. Hi, I'm here. I'm going to the falls, so it's louder. So I hope I can speak, but I'll show them to you. And if it's too loud, I will talk thereafter. Okay, I'm back. So let me just do this. You can see behind me the falls. And the importance of these falls is that this is the first place in Ticino, the southern Switzerland, where they had electricity production in the 19th century. I think it was around 1866 or something like that. I don't know exactly the year. Yeah, I know. But anyway, that's what is said officially, so you can see it behind me. And then you can see this is the bridge that we have that connects the two sides. And then here behind me now there is a forest road where path and you can have a walk in the forest. So let me change the spot where it's a little bit less loud. Okay, let me go on. You can still hear the falls and the river, maybe, I don't know. So I'm in the forest now. We have a lot of walks here in the forest and in the mountains. You can have really a very healthy life way if you want here. And as a child I used to walk a lot here and in other paths around the town. And but I don't know if you could see this. This is a V mountain. So the mountains here create a V and not a U, so that there is not a lot of place on the base of the valley. So it's never really flat. It's always going up or down, so that when you put a highway, which I said it's against the mountain for the reason that there is no place in the valley base to have it, because there is already the train line, and then you have the main road, which was older than the highway, and that in the end of the day, well, you have to put it somewhere, and they put it against the mountain with a lot of tunnels and these kind of things, so that they, in fact, the highway, they built it as bridges. And I am old enough to remember when they were assembling those bridges, all this valley long. And in another spot, there is one bridge that must be 200 meters high from the base of the valley. So it's absolutely and I remember that being built in the early 80s. And I remember my memory is linked to the times my father was coming to take me and my sister and bring and take us for the weekend. So we were spending every 2 weekends with my father, and I remember coming or going, and we were passing it because there was no highway, so we had to go through the main road. And I remember passing and seeing these bridges being built. So and it's really impressive when you have that, because you really are seeing something that you see that if people working on it make one too many steps where they have 200 meters fall. And I remember that as a child, but it's not a very good memory actually, because that's the memory of me being mainly taken back to my mother's, with my mother being abusing me, my sister, physically, mentally, psychologically, and everything she could abuse us with, she was doing. So that's the memory of my father knowingly bringing us back in a place where we were abused. So it's a it's a mixed memory, but that's part of everything I'm saying, and that's why I wanted to do this here in this place and in this. Now I'm in the forest. I'm just going in the moment, actually, where my feet bring me. So all of this. And as I was saying, you choose actually where you are going to be born, the body, your parents, and all that, and all of that. In my case, what happened is that someone told me I was in a rush, and I choose this body. So the body that was born there by my two biological, as we call them, parents, and they are, for me, as a creator, as a God, that, and if again read Seth material, because that is really very explained, you have a spiritual family. And so these people that are my biological parents are not members of my spiritual family, so that in fact they are total strangers, if strangers can exist, when you know that we are all one, law number 4. So strangers, it's a way to define someone that is not in your spiritual family, and you you don't have interactions. Sorry, there is another insect that decided to invite himself in this video. So that in fact you don't have interactions only with the members of your spiritual families during incarnation. You have interaction with strangers too, and sometimes strangers can be your parents, as in my case. So in my experience, what I can remember of what, it's, as I said, memory is the ego, so ego, and that's the way the ego constructs timelines, time. So anyway, it wasn't a good experience for me, because that being strangers to each other led probably to the fact that my mother was abusive, and that my father decided not to do anything. He let it be, and at least it's one explanation. But obviously, as I said before, we are co-creator, and whether you know them or not, whether they are members of your spiritual family or not, you are still co-creators. So you co-create the moment. And so my experience in my younger age, or my experience as a young boy, as a child, a young boy, well, that's what I experienced in this life. I don't know if that was really necessary to be as violent as it has been, but that's what I got. So I have to build from there, from those memories, which are memories. So it's the ego, it's what the ego perceives, it's what the ego has. Now, as a creator, though, point of view, where you say that is my memory, but that is what my ego remembers. So my ego remembers it that way because that's the way it built my timeline. That shouldn't be for the creator that awakens to the fact that he is a creator and and God. That is part of the memory, so it shouldn't be in any way stopping you from being that, exactly that. And what is related to my past, to your past, to the past of anyone else, which is linked with your ego, you have to see it as the construct of your ego, as the moments you have been given in order for you to know yourself as a creator. That's the path you took. And that's fine. We use very often something violent or violent situation or a sad situation. We put ourselves in those emotional states in order to push us in that direction of awakening. One of the reasons can be that without that we wouldn't do it. If there was no separation, if you knew you are God, you will need all of this. You will need to awaken because you are already in the know that you are God. So you wouldn't do experiences. You wouldn't have experiences. Why should you have experiences? So all of this is in the necessity of you going through experiencing separation in order to remember and awaken to yourself. I remember is really a very good word. Believe me, I love it. Anyway, and I thought that this going through memory lane somehow, this me being here in this spot, in this place, here now, it was a interesting way of creating this video and going through that, which is not really memory lane, which is because there is only here and now. So there is no past, there is no future, there is only here and now. So what I have given you is the ego. Okay? I hope you understood that. That is the ego, nothing else than the ego. What the ego remembers. Because God doesn't remember. God doesn't think. God doesn't waste his time because there is no time. Okay, so now, I was told by a very wise person, and as you see, I'm walking next to the river, so you are hearing the river, as I am, I think. Yeah, okay. It's a little bit loud, so let me just have a spot where it's less loud to finish this video and maybe go and have a walk with my father. He asked for it. I'm not going to physically harm him. No, I'm joking here. Relating with what I was saying, but it's relating to what I'm going to say. In fact, a very wise person told me that there is one way. And listen very carefully because I'm not talking physically. I'm okay. Very attention here. I'm not talking physically. I'm talking spiritually. So there is one way to kill your parents. Or anyone else actually, but I mean, you're much more related to your parents through the fact that they gave born to your body, and so and maybe they are members of your spiritual family, so that you have history. And when I say history, I mean that you have been together a very long time, and you see there, I think it's going to rain very soon. It has already rained during the night, so I'm going to speed up a little bit because it was really very dark at some time. So you have history with them, and that is that you have been their mother, father, or sister, brother, grandmother, or whatever, cousin. You have been linked, which is how spiritual families work. And so each time you have a different position in regard of them, and they have a different position in regard of you. So here I am speaking from my experience in this life of having strangers as parents, and those parents are a mess, a complete mess. They are really a mess. Have been all their life. That's the version of them. It's the vibration I know. That's the version of them I know. That doesn't mean that every version of them has to be the way I know them. But that's my reality of this incarnation of myself, this vibration of myself. It's what I know. So I have to build accordingly with what I know. The rest doesn't matter. This is the creation. This is me as a God facing the reality I'm creating. So there is a way to kill spiritually your parents or someone else if necessary, and that is change your vibration. So what does it mean? It means that your parents react to you, to your vibration. So if you have a vibration of fear, they will react to that vibration. If you have a vibration of inferiority, that you feel inferior to them, they will react to that. If you have a vibration that keeps you being that little child that was abused and that doesn't know his ground in regards of his parents, well, that's the way you will be treated all the time. Because what? They react to you. You create your reality so that they react to you, so that you can know yourself. Okay? That's always how it is. In the end of the day, that is created in order for you to know yourself. So, if you change your vibration, if you change the way you act to them, in other words, if you don't feed them, and by feeding them, I mean feeding them the vibration of you that they relate to in order to create that situation that you don't like, where you are not well, where you are mistreated, or where you are not good. So you change them, you don't feed them that vibration, you feed your other vibration, the vibration of the Creator, of God. Well, you kill them, because at that moment they will not be those parents that you know. They will be different in order to have a relationship with you, because light attracts light, and you still are related from the point of view of the ego as parents and child. But if they want to have a relationship with you, they have to change in order to match your new vibration. If they can't match your new vibration, they can't have a relationship with you. So that you put them in a situation where they have to change. So you kill them the way you knew them. That way do not exist anymore, and there is a new way that matches your vibration and what you want to create for yourself. So, this is the reason why I wanted to come. I wanted to do this here, because, well, that's what I'm in the middle of doing, and in the middle of doing it's not a good way to put it. As I said, we don't have the right words to express what spirituality teaches us, so that we misuse words to describe things that we don't know how to describe in another way, because we don't learn. Because we spend our time making money and wasting our time in doing things that are absolutely meaningless, because they don't exist. Money don't exist. I already explained why that is useless. Because you create money, you create everything in your life, so you create the money that is in your life, you create it. It's not given to you. You don't earn it. Okay, that's the earn thing, the working thing is just your way to justify the fact that you have money. But you don't have it, you create it. You don't receive it, you create it. You are the creator of your reality, so you create everything that is in your reality, everything, even the money and anything else. That's why when they come to you saying, oh, we have a problem with resources are limited, that's the what you learn at university when you do some studies. We live in a world that is limited in its resources, so that production, so that economy is to also understand how to produce and go through the limitation of limited resources. But that's bullshit, as all that you learn at school, because resources cannot be limited, because you create your reality, so you create everything that is in your creation, in your reality, in your creation. So limitations doesn't exist. You live in a limitless reality. Your ego doesn't see it that way. That's why you have limitations. You create your limitation. They are not there. You create them. So now that's a very passionate thing for me, because it's really some part of me, it's really, and I think all of us will be angry at that, because it comes also from the fact that we are lied by some people that know the truth, that knows more than they say they know, or they are hiding it, so that we stay in the dark. But anyway, and now I've been passionate about that. I've gone into passion and that things, and I wanted just to say that's why I came here, in order to be confronted with that. And I have these family matters, my father's 18th year-old birthday party to go. And I was nearly not going, because my partner, my husband actually was not invited. And the day before, the 2 days before, I said to myself, well, that's not the way they recognize you or they accept you. So how can you go there if they don't accept you? Because not inviting him is not, it doesn't matter my partner in this. It's just the fact that they are not inviting him. So they're not really inviting me, because I choose to live with my partner, with my husband, so it's part of me. So not inviting him is not inviting all of me, but just, But I thought, well, I'm going anyway. I said that I will go, and despite of that, and because I don't want to stay there, that's not, and we'll go there maybe, but I don't think. I decided to come, I came, and I said, and I decided to do this video. And, well, that was a good reason for being here, at least, And then as what of my father goes, well, I take care of that. Actually, it will take care of itself, because once you change your vibration, as I was saying, well, he will change to match my vibration, because I decide. I'm God. So he will have unconsciously change his vibration to match mine. And that's co-creation in actuality, because that's how it works. You cannot co-create with someone that is not matching your vibration. So, okay, that is all. I think I've done a little bit longer than what I thought I would do. So I will, and as I didn't intentionally do it, but I did it, so I separated this video in 2 tiles, and I will post it that way. Okay, I'll thank you for watching, and I say goodbye to you. See you soon, and thank you for your light, and I hope you enjoyed mine. And I say goodbye in the name and light of the One Creator. Bye bye.